All right, so you just bought a 7.3 liter Powerstroke Super Duty, right, from whatever, late 99 to 2003. And you bought this thing because you wanted to tow with it, right? Use it for your toy hauler or your camper or fifth wheel, dump trailer, whatever it is, right? So I just wanted to go over some of the stuff that, in my opinion, are must-haves to tow with these older trucks. They're definitely good tow vehicles, but not out of the box, right? Or not when you buy them stock, especially compared to newer trucks today. But you can make them pretty decent, and you're not going to win any races. Everyone knows that, but they'll be reliable, and they'll get you to your destination, and they'll get you home. So you can have a good vacation or whatever it is, go to work and come back, and not have to deal with breakdowns. But I just wanted to go over stuff that you need to do, in my opinion, if you want to tow with this thing. Number one thing is to get an EGT gauge. So I have an EGT probe on my truck, and I just ended up going with the standard gauge, not like a digital gauge, and mounting it right here. 1200 degrees for extended periods of time, you're just asking for trouble. So if you can keep it to 1100, get up to 1200 ever so often, but 1100, 1150, you can run it all day like that, towing, wherever you want, and it shouldn't be an issue. So that's the number one thing. The second thing is to get an exhaust, because if you want lower EGTs and you're towing pretty heavy with this truck, right, somewhere between like 10 or 15 grand, you need an exhaust. So I've already showed this in a previous video, but I just went with the straight pipe from Sinister Diesel. It's their stainless exhaust, no muffler, 4-inch turbo back. So that's the number two thing. You can put some nasty gnarly tip on it if you want. I'm not cool enough to do that, so I just ran standard. I think it's a 6-inch. Looks good. So that's the second thing. The third thing would be an intake. So you got an EGT gauge to make sure your engine doesn't blow up or melt. Then you got an exhaust so that it's better flowing. And then you get a intake. So I went with AFE. Must have for towing. It's going to drop EGTs, and the truck's just going to be happier. So we're just talking about towing specifically, not to get 600 horsepower on these trucks. It's going to be one of those things where you can monitor EGTs, and you can have a better free flowing exhaust, and you can have a better intake to draw air into your motor. I like the sealed box intakes like these because it's a true cold air intake. I think it's worth the extra money. So those are 1, 2, 3 things. Fourth thing is get yourself a nice brake controller. So I went with a Tekonsha. I think it's like a P2, whatever. You can get nice brake controllers from a lot of different places, but get one that you can adjust. So I think that's the number 4 thing. The 5th thing on these trucks is the hitch. So these trucks came with, I think it was a 10,000 pound hitch, and you just got to take it off. And I went with this hitch right here. So what is this, from B&W or BW, whatever. This hitch is rated for 16,000. This one's a bolt-in application. You just have to, there's some space or some blocks to put in there. The hardware fits, works. I really like this hitch. Again, here's the part number. And yeah, it's heavy duty. So you get one of these trucks stock, and it's good for 10,000 pounds. Well, these trucks can haul more than that, legally. They can haul more than that illegally. But so if you're going to want to do that, and you're going to want to, do it off the bumper, quote unquote, the bumper, then you're going to want to upgrade the hitch. This truck also has a B&W gooseneck, and I think that one's rated for like 25,000 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe the sticker's on here. Does it say? I don't know. Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, what does that say? Gross trailer weight is 30,000. Okay, well, yeah, so 30,000. So those are 5 things that I would do on one of these trucks if you want to tow. EGT gauge, and you're going to want to get an exhaust, get an intake, get a brake controller, and upgrade the hitch, or just do both. Do in bed, gooseneck, and then do an upgraded hitch, you know, a frame mounted hitch in the rear. I guess the last thing that I would say is to get some type of upgraded compressor wheel. So they like a wicked wheel or whatever you want to call it. There's tons of different ones, but I mean, wicked wheel's the known one. Upgrade that, and then I would get a tow tune. But those are the things. So again, the wicked wheel is needed for, it stops like turbo flutter, because you know, if you're going to be pushing this thing, you'll look it up, there's tons of threads about it. So the wicked wheel should stop that, and the tune should help your truck just run cooler, give you a little bit more power. Yeah, those are the things I would do. And then this should go without saying, right? Because, you know, you'll get the flamed in the YouTube comments, but all that stuff is on top of just standard maintenance. So, you know, your brakes should be good. You can upgrade pads, whatever, but make sure your brakes are serviced, functioning really, really well. And, you know, your steering components and your shocks, all that stuff's in good shape. But that goes without saying. So that's kind of the list of, like, you know, standard stuff or just bare minimum stuff you need to do if you wanted to tow with one of these trucks. You know, so let me know if you have any questions. I feel like I know a pretty good amount about these trucks, and definitely gone through trial and error of doing stuff I liked and then doing stuff I didn't like to the truck. But this is my you know, my tow pig, my toy hauler. I don't daily drive this truck, but it's set up pretty well for towing. And so I think those are the bare minimum things you need to do, or that you should do if you want to tow with these trucks. You could go on and talk about, you know, I guess like tow mirrors and backup cameras so you can hook up your hitch and, you know, all this other stuff. I'm just talking about make sure that the truck is happy to be able to tow, and it's going to be functioning well with EGTs down and having good power, or at least enough power so that you can, you know, stay in 5th gear or whatever. I guess on top of that, if you have an automatic, there are tons of threads about it, but this is a manual, so I have an upgraded clutch, but you would want to at least get some type of, you know, transmission gauge to read the temps, and then upgrade to the 6.0 Powerstroke transmission cooler, because I've read that. I think that's the upgrade, or I don't know. I don't pay attention to the automatic world, but yeah, that's what I would do. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.